To solve an equation with a square root, what you need to do is first isolate the radical, which means get it by itself. So we need to get this square root by itself. So we want to divide by that 2 that's in front of it. So if we divide both sides by 2, it's going to cancel out, and now the square root, or the radical, is isolated, or it's by itself. So 0 divided by 2 on the left-hand side is just 0. So there we go. Once the square root is isolated, now we can eliminate the square root by squaring both sides. So if we square a square root, it's going to cancel it out. So the square root and the square cancels out. 0 squared on the left-hand side is just going to be 0. And then you bring down everything that's inside the square root, and then you solve the equation that results. So if I add 8 to both sides, get the x by itself. So I have 0 plus 8 is 8 equals negative x, so divide by negative 1. So I have negative 8 is equal to x. And there's my solution. So yeah, that's the whole process. You get the square root by itself and then square. So number 2, the square root's already by itself, so you can just square it and then get rid of the square root and solve. Number 3, we have a square root equals a square root, so those really aren't hard. The square roots are already isolated. There's nothing outside of either of the square roots, right? So we can just square both sides, and that's going to eliminate the square root with the square, and it's going to leave whatever was inside. So I have 2k minus 6 equals, let's cancel those, k plus 1. And then we just solve the equation that results. So now I want to get the k's on one side. 2k minus 1k, going to be k minus 6 equals 1. And I keep solving for k, so I'm going to add the k, or add the 6 to get the k by itself. K is equal to 7, and then you're done. All right, so that's the whole idea. Just square to cancel the square root, and then solve the equation that's still there.